Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Todd. Thank you so much for taking time to tune in for the webinar series. This last week, besides tracking Team USA at the Olympics, I have been closely following the COVID dashboard, tracking the spread of the Delta variant and the increasingly urgent call for vaccinations. So before I introduce our program for today, let me take 5 minutes to do a scan of the landscape as it relates to 1, the Delta variant, 2, vaccinations, and 3, wearing masks. So I know all of you are tracking that the Delta variant is extremely contagious. In fact, it is believed to be the most transmissible variant yet and supposed to be as contagious as chickenpox. After a long and steady decline, cases are now on the rise in the United States. The number remains far below last winter's peak, but experts are predicting that they will continue to increase, particularly in areas with low rates of vaccination. So that brings us to what happened last week. Public sectors and private entities have been making announcements about vaccine requirements. So when you look at companies, you've got Facebook and Google that are requiring employees to be vaccinated if they're coming back to their physical offices. Goldman Sachs requires every employee to state their vaccine status, but does not require proof. Morgan Stanley is requiring its workers. Okay, I'm back again. The host had muted me for a moment. So I was reviewing the various companies that were requiring either proof of vaccine, or requiring employees to be vaccinated. Walmart is requiring all workers at its headquarters, as well as its managers who travel within the United States, be vaccinated. So moving to the public sector, you're probably tracking that last week, the White House announced it will require all federal employees to provide proof of vaccination. And the governor of California, Governor Newsom, announced that all state employees will be required to show proof of vaccination or be subject to weekly testing for COVID-19. And when I went to the website of the governor, the COVID section, I noticed that there were many organizations that had endorsed this move, including the California Business Roundtable, as well as the unions, SEIU, UHW. In higher education, the University of California system was the first to come out with a mandatory vaccination policy. And just last week, on July 27th, the CSU chancellor announced that the CSU system would be requiring COVID-19 vaccines for students, faculty, and staff who are accessing campus facilities at any university location. Previously, the CSU had announced they would be mandating vaccines contingent on one or more of the vaccines receiving full FDA approval. So that was definitely a shift. In terms of the California Community College State Chancellor's Office, our acting chancellor, Daisy Gonzalez, and the Board of Governors President, Pam Haynes, urged all students and faculty and staff to get vaccinated. Now, the chancellor's office does not have the legal authority to require vaccinations system-wide, but they're encouraging local districts to adopt vaccination mandates with flexibility for those who cannot get vaccinated for medical or religious reasons. So the last piece is related to mask wearing. The CDC reversed its previous guidance about indoor masking for fully vaccinated people. These guidelines also recommend masking for all teachers, staff, students, and visitors at schools, regardless of vaccination status. The CDC director reported on new data that indicates vaccinated people can get infected with the Delta variant and spread it to others. Now, this does not mean that it is irrelevant if we are vaccinated or not. Vaccinated individuals have a lower rate of symptoms, especially moderate or severe symptoms that require hospitalization. So what this means is that it is very important for everyone to continue wearing masks indoors to help slow the spread and protect those who are not vaccinated. So before I get to introducing our program, I have 3 asks of all of my colleagues of the Kern Community College District. Number 1, please spread the word about getting vaccinated to your students, your family members, your friends, unless, of course, you fall in an exemption category. Number 2, please wear a mask when you are indoors and practice those good habits of washing your hands and social distancing. And finally, please go ahead and register in the Ready app program. Is that something that's new to you, the Ready app? If it's new to you, take a moment to drop an email to your HR manager and engage with your HR manager and find out how you can register for the Ready app. So with that, let me move to our program for today. I'm so proud to say that our maintenance and operations departments at each of the campuses in the district office have been working hard to revamp our physical spaces to keep students and employees healthy. The M&O staff have been coming to our campuses during the time when many of us have been working remotely and doing the amazing work that they do, the detailed work that they do to meet the now new OSHA guidelines. Our M&O folks are seldom seen in the limelight, although the work they do is fundamental and critical to our well-being. So when I asked our Associate Vice Chancellor for Facilities, Randy Rolls, to round up the troops for a district-wide seminar, he was so thrilled and he was so proud to showcase their work. Colleagues, you're in for such a treat. So let me go ahead now and introduce our Associate Vice Chancellor, Randy Rolls, who will get our program started.